almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, let's go.
The men are leaving. The men are leaving. They're going fast. They're going fast. Grab one. Grab one. Grab one. If you don't have one, grab one. Anyone. Just grab. They're leaving. They're going overseas.
Men are getting their passports and modern women are getting furious that men are just leaving them in favor of foreign women. Let's jump right into it.
There's a trend encouraging men to all get passports and travel abroad. Not just for sights or good food. No. It's to find wives. To find women who are more traditional. They're traveling all across the world just to find women who are more humble, more feminine, and willing to treat their men better than women in the US. Traveling to places like Italy, Thailand, Brazil, just to find women who will treat them right.
It is unfortunate that men feel like they have to travel abroad to find women who won't treat them terribly, but at the same time, nobody can blame men for doing that. If it's the choice between a Western woman who will disrespect him and a foreign woman who won't, the choice is a no-brainer, and a lot of guys are just going to leave.
The passport bros ideology is that they're escaping the hatred of feminist women and are traveling somewhere they can thrive. They believe the ideology that by seeking foreign women, it can find a more authentic, fulfilling, and harmonious relationship. This is seen as a way to restore the natural balance between masculine and feminine energy. This is triggering some women because they think that these men are interested in finding these women. They think they will be more submissive. I'm not sure if this trend / movement is gonna end or only get worse. What do you guys think?
The idea of submission is something that enrages modern women because they think submission is the same thing as slavery. But in all reality, it's all about trust, and modern women in the West refuse to trust anybody, and that includes themselves.
You like passport bros?
What is a passport?
Okay, passport bros are men that are so fed up with Western women because we're all apparently so woke and so terrible, and Western women don't want to be wives, that they are now going to other countries to find wives.
That's like which countries?
Southeast Asia, the Philippines, the Dominican Republic.
So it's like the opposite of the mail order bride.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Okay, so they're instead of ordering out.
Yeah, and bringing them here, they're like, we want to get out.
It feels more expensive, but
it is. So
it's unfair to say that passport bros are just doing the mail order bride thing, right? Like the whole idea of a man going abroad is to find a woman who wants to be with him. The whole idea behind the mail order bride is that the woman has no choice. There's actually a big difference there.
A lot of these men get remote jobs, and so they go there and they live in these countries, and then they meet these women. And then women in the Western world, specifically the United States, are so pissed off about it, and they're like, you're going to all these countries where these women don't even know how to
Colombia,
speak.
yes. The Philippines, Thailand, like women that can speak very little English, women that don't have education.
I am Charmaine, and I am 23 years old.
And then the men
Bachelor of Science in
film
Computer
themselves
Engineering.
with these women and like show themselves on dates, and the women are so elegant and they're so well spoken and they're so traditional. And they're like,
Also,
look at these women. Yeah, passport bros.
About women overseas.
I love how all of these modern women react to passport bros by assuming that women in these countries are just poor, uneducated, and impressed with the idea of a running toilet, which is just incredibly ignorant. A lot of these women are incredibly intelligent, and they choose these men because they want to be with these men.
Break it to you. I think that we've just got a very, very selfish culture of women. And to any women out there that say I have internalized misogyny or anything like that, that would require that I have a problem with women worldwide. I do not have a problem with women worldwide. I have a problem with Western women. And if you think that I'm just like making this up out of nowhere, reflect on the fact that there are Western men that are flying out east to find wives. Are Eastern men coming out west to find wives? No. Where in the world are men flying out in droves to marry American women? Nobody wants us. Why? We're big, we're selfish. We don't want to hear anything. You can't tell me to eat less. You can't tell me to change my life. You can't tell me it's not about me.
Thanks to their content, modern women have made themselves undesirable to a whole bunch of men. They ensured that no man would ever want them, so the foreign men want nothing to do with these women. It's not rocket science.
I can appreciate about Passport Bros is I think it's an effective flag being raised for Western women as well. I'm not necessarily saying that they're going to find someone. I'm not saying that they're not going to get screwed over. I'm not even necessarily saying that I would encourage men to go do it. Like you said, if you want to, cool. The motivation for it is the fact that men are still expected to act very traditionally. They're expected to be very chivalrous. They're expected to be protected protectors. Maybe they're not expected to provide to the same extent now that women can essentially match them on income. But if that's what a man's duty to you is, to be chivalrous, it's very, very loosely defined what a woman's duty to a man is.
Very ambiguous.
And that is why I think they go to places where they are actually taught from a young age how to treat a man. What is your duty to a man?
There are no guarantees when it comes to going abroad. It's very possible a man can get into a lot of trouble by being a passport bro, but it's understandable why a man would take that risk instead of being surrounded by women who just despise him.
We live in a world today, and over the space of the last 20-ish years, women have not only equal rights, better rights, for the most part, in the Western world. The only women I hear complaining about equality of rights is Western women. I never hear that from my mom's Eastern European friends or, you know, Middle Eastern friends. They never talk about it, ever, right? And there is actual oppression that goes on in some Middle Eastern country. That is undeniable, right? But you've got these Western women who don't want to admit their own privileges, you know, simple things like, if you are a woman, as long as you're not, and it's really not that hard, you're going to have a man who will take care of you.
The whole concept of women having fewer rights than men is just living proof of how privileged Western women are. They are so desperately wanting to be a victim, so anything that doesn't go with their way is immediately seen as oppression. The privilege these women have is just off the charts.
One of the things you guys were talking about, well, what makes a traditional woman? One of those things is modesty. Posting photos of your ass on Instagram is not being modest.
No, but I actually
we're not traditional, though. We're not traditional.
That's cool. Then enjoy your 50-50 relationships. Enjoy your 50-50 relationships. Then when someone breaks into your house, you guys can defend it.
Well, duh. I shoot guns and I'm a boxer, so yeah.
See, here's the thing. This is one of the primary issues in modern dating. Non-traditional women want men to adhere to their traditional gender roles. You want men to be men, but you want to go post your shit on Instagram. You want to f*** around and be loose and be promiscuous.
No, what do you mean?
It's funny how she says if a man breaks into her house, she can defend herself with her boxing skills. I mean, come on. It has been proven that trained female fighters still don't stand up to a man who's twice her size, even when he has next to no formal combat training. I would wager that these women would still probably lose to a high school dude. Like, what even is this?
We're traveling out of the U.S. just to find a wife. I was watching a podcast the other day, and it went on to explain why men are traveling out of the States to find a wife. To sum it all up, they say that women from other countries are well-educated, classy, elegant, very feminine, and they understand how to give and take in relationships, instead of being demanding, entitled, and ungrateful for things that men do for them. And I'm not saying all, but some women in America have grown so entitled and demanding.
One thing these women always forget to mention is that there is a better chance of finding a nicer and more peaceful woman overseas. Not to say it's guaranteed or anything, but Western women have replaced their femininity with something incredibly worse, so men are choosing the potential for peace over chaos and just dipping.
Basically, they think that they can treat a man however they want and they can get away with it. Treat a man poorly, and then they criticize their looks when they're not in the best shape themselves. Agree or disagree all you want, but men do like feminine women. They like when women behave feminine, and they like when women take care of themselves. Want a good man, but they're tired of our BS. So much, in fact, that they're traveling overseas just to find a wife that respects them.
The funny thing is how when a man mentions the things that he wants in a woman, you have a massive horde of modern women who shriek that anything he wants or needs doesn't actually matter. Western women barely see men as humans, so why would a man want to deal with that?
Well, it's interesting. I see immigrants come to this country, right?
Okay. They get wiped.
Yeah, immigrants come to this country, right? Right? Guy brings his wife, right, and kids, and he could barely have a job. Maybe he's on welfare, he's struggling, etc. But his wife is still at home, cooking and cleaning, taking care of the kids, and he could barely provide. But he's trying his hardest, right?
Yep.
But he doesn't have to pay all the bills and do all this extra shit and have a big and have status and all that to get his girl to stay at home. Like, the wife stays at home because in her culture, it's shameful to be at a nightclub shaking your ass with a bunch of other men. It's like kind of weird. It's unacceptable.
Haram! It's strange to see how the idea of loyalty and shame have both been thrown out of the window in the West. The conditions of loyalty are based purely on paper-thin standards that can be changed at any time. That's why men are done with women like that.
But here in America and in the West, in the UK too, like, it's completely socially acceptable for women to put themselves in compromising situations for the relationship and think, I want to be independent, I should be able to do what I want to do, etc. But you got immigrant women coming from other places that have no money. Their guy can't even provide for them a lot of time, but they understand basic loyalty and duty. It's wild to me.
True, man. But is the woman staying at home and he's going to work?
That's literally what I just said.
Okay then.
The ideal future for a lot of these modern women is to just stay at home and do nothing while the husband goes out to work and provides for her. It's a complete waste of time for men to do, and it's a lopsided deal.
Before I come to America, I didn't understand why so many American men came overseas to Ukraine to wife. So for me it was very strange why men go so far away, spend so much money and etc. And today I understood why. I think because we have much bigger family values and we love to feel like a woman and we love to see the man like a man. And I think I'm a bit older than all of you girls, and I can tell you in my 36 years old,
modern women have traded their femininity for 8 to 10 years of bedroom fun and nonsense. They spent their youth partying, bedroom hopping, traveling, and all this other crap. It has left them bitter, aggressive, and not feminine at all. And if a woman abandons her femininity, she's kind of lost everything, especially when it comes to dating or trying to get a man.
I love when men care about me. I love sometimes when he tell me what to wear because it's a care, it's a love. How man else can show you the love? If he just want to fuck you, he don't care what you're wearing. Believe me, he don't care. He just come and fuck you and leave. But if he care about you, he tell you, baby, please do this, do that. So this is care. I care. This is kind of love. So just appreciate it.
Wow. Western women don't want to be told what to do. They want to do whatever they want, and then they expect men to tolerate it afterwards. And the sad part is they think that going to clubs, disrespecting their men, and social media shaming are all reasonable things to bring to the table.
What do you suggest the women in the West do if everyone's advice is for men in the West to look elsewhere for a wife? What happens to all the women in the West then?
Well, that one study we referenced was said by 2030 or something, 50% of women will be without a man. So that's the direction we're heading, because the men that are looking for those traditional values are starting to go overseas, and then the other half of the men are just checking out completely. They don't want to deal with women at all. So this is going to be a big issue that women are going to deal with in the future as their options dwindle.
Modern women have no idea how badly they've hamstrung themselves here. Men are just done with them. They are going to spend the next 30 to 50 years alone, while the men look elsewhere to find somebody else. The harsh reality is that these women are in for a long, hard life on their own.
God, I love it when a passport bro tells me that I'm jealous that American men are leaving the United States and not looking at American women. Because the ones that are leaving the United States to go find themselves a bride overseas are exactly the ones that we never wanted.
Women like this are totally jealous that men are going abroad. There's nothing they can do to hide it. They hate the fact that men have figured out a way to leave these insufferable women behind, and they hate that they can't get what the women overseas are getting.
I'll do anything for you if you pay me $100 for 3 hours.
$100 3 hours?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, let's go.
Clean my house then.
Really?
Yep.
For 3 hours?
Mm-hmm.
For $100?
Mm.
This is obviously a skit, but again, at the same time, it does show another reason why going abroad is more appealing. Your money goes a lot further in these countries, just so long as you're not spending it all on professionals or anything like that. You can have a fairly comfortable life out there, it seems.
Can we have a serious conversation about the LBHs, passport bros, like whatever you want to call them? I just don't understand how the most mid-basic level men can leave America, travel to these other countries, and just pull absolute tens, like the hottest girls that you will ever see. And these men, like men that we wouldn't even look twice at, are just pulling them and convincing them to date them. Like, I truly don't understand it. Can someone please explain to me how this is happening and how these men are able to get away with it? Also, like, how can we stop this? It's out of control, and it's getting to a point where it needs to be stopped.
What she's saying makes no sense. She's saying that she wants to put an end to men that she doesn't even want, by the way, going overseas to find a wife. I mean, you would think that she would just be happy to be rid of these men, but no, she doesn't want to marry them. She just wants them to suffer. This is ridiculous.
Passport bros, help me understand your logic here, because I really don't get it. So you complain about American women, how they're of no value, they're just after you for your money, they just seem like too much work to get, not feminine enough or submissive enough. Your solution is to pack up all the things you know, leave all the people you love, move to a country you're not familiar with, to a place where their language might not be your own, in a new culture, to maybe meet a woman that will be very obviously into you because of your money.
Moving abroad does take a lot of responsibility on the man's part. You have to make an attempt to learn the language, respect their cultures and laws, but these women make it seem like older men are just ignorant morons who won't be able to do that for some reason.
How is this? It just seems like a lot of work. If working to get a woman is the thing you're trying to avoid, that just seems like a lot. So I don't know if you guys follow the Reddit account of Passport Bros. I do. It seems like almost every post is about how it doesn't actually work. Women in these countries, they're going to use you for your money, but then have a more connection with the men that actually speak their language, men that are actually within their culture. They're just laughing behind your back because they know that they're just using you for your wallet, the thing you were trying to avoid by leaving America to begin with. Make it make sense.
There are no guarantees in life. It's very easy to get scammed in a foreign country, which is why if you go that route, you need to be careful and keep your head on a swivel. Swindlers are everywhere in the world. You have to keep that in mind.
I know what a passport bro was until one of my recent videos did well. Now I have the misfortune of knowing what the fuck that is. And my only question is, who's going to tell them? Who is going to tell these men that American women are some of the last demographics of women to catch up with what we're talking about right now? You think Russian women are going to put up with your shit? You think Asian women are going to go 50-50 with you on the bill? You think French women are going to sleep with you just because you showed up?
She has no idea what she's talking about. She's trying to make it sound like Western women are the most reasonable women on the planet, when all they've done for the last decade is endlessly bash men for existing. But if they were reasonable, then why are older men just leaving the country or not getting into relationships or marriages with them?
Oh, who's going to tell them? The reason why you can't find a traditional woman in America anymore is because there's no such thing as a traditional home or family structure because of the way our economy is fucking us all over right now. And I think it's ironic that American women, in response to this, are going, oh, I can make my own money and I don't have to have kids and go through the painful process of labor and raising children alone.
The reason why traditionalism has declined in the West is because modern women bought into the narrative that the key to happiness was a career, money, independence. It made them bitter hags that men want nothing to do with.
And I don't have to pretend to like someone's grubby little son in order to make ends meet, in order to survive. I have literally all the options in the world. Oh, I'm going to be a career woman and I'm going to be alone. And men's response to this is, better renew my passport, because you guys are the ones who are afraid to be alone. You guys are the ones who would rather fly to a foreign country and find a wife than be alone.
It's big talk for a modern woman to say that men are afraid to be alone when they are the ones panicking online, making thousands of TikTok videos about not being able to find a good man. But modern women have no problem proving that their projection is one of their most common skills, it seems. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Click this video that's up on the screen now if you want to see more. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.